Features crushed, a nation exposed. Jamb 2025 result is a disaster. The 2025 Jamb results are here. A disaster. Over 1.5 million students scored below 200.
We started the exams with prayers and fasting. On that day, they cheat with their phones, textbooks, everything. Who is deceiving who? Why are we lying to ourselves? We know what's happening in this country. Like, because of the craze for paper, because of the craze for grades, parents go extra mile to do a lot of stuffs.
You're the soldier, choosing your battles. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off. Get back in the saddle. You're in the front line. Everyone is watching. Hi guys.
So, hi guys. Hey, if you're Nigerian, you know you're always still celebrating. We're still in the euphoria of our release. Of the release of VDM. And that is not just a win for our presidents, our youth president. Oh, that's what I mean. But also a win for Nigerian youths and our voices to be heard. So, all of us have been waiting to hear. Alright, so guys, now we have 4 arms of government. So that is the latest. We have 4 arms of government. We already know the executive, they make the laws, the legislature implements, right? Judiciary is how they execute the law. And the Rantel movement, what do we do, guys? What is our own duty? So we are the one that put them on their toes. We make sure that things are done right. So Nigerians, we're not giving up, not so soon. So that is number 1 news. That's the breaking news number 1. Breaking news number 2 is that a lot of youths, a lot of teenagers failed Jamb. The cutoff mark they had was not equivalent or was not even up to what is expected. Now the point is, who is deceiving who?
Let's stop lying. Features crushed, a nation exposed. Jamb 2025 result is a disaster. The 2025 Jamb results are here. A disaster. Over 1.5 million students scored below 200. We all failed. Let's start with the parents. You raised frauds, not children. You paid for special centers to cheat WAEC. You cared more about bragging rights than bedtime stories. You taught children to cut corners, not solve problems. Now Jamb stripped off the mask and they drowned. What did you expect? You wanted shortcuts, not knowledge. Your child can't think, but they know how to cheat. Is that pride? Basically because we believe in this paper madness over papers. Their schools and teachers, you sold souls for profits. School owners, you hired teachers who couldn't spell education. Classroom became trading floors. Teachers, you leaked example papers, whispered answers and called it help. You had one job, to build minds. Instead, you build liars. Your students can't write a sentence, but they know how to bypass integrity. Oh, poor shame on you. Their students, you chose easy over excellence, TikTok over textbooks, parties over past questions. You mocked the bookworms, then pray for miracles. You thought Jamb would sort itself. Now reality hits. Life doesn't forward answers in a WhatsApp group. Oh yes, you can afford to buy data and get iPhones, but can't buy the necessary textbooks and the seriousness needed for you to succeed. You gambled with your future. Wake up. Wake up. To our government, you watched the fire burn. You underfunded schools until roofs caved in. You left unqualified teachers, flooded classrooms. You ignored miracle centers because palms were greased. Where are the policies, the oversights, the urgency? You talk about tomorrow's leader while strangling the schools meant to shape them. This is our collective shame. Picture this: 10 years from now, your child is the engineer who builds collab bridges, the doctor who kills patients, the leader who steals billions. Is this the future you want? We build this with our parents who value trophies over truth, papers over papers, cheating over creativity, schools that sold certificates, not character, students who traded gifts for gossip, and a government that looked away and failed to do their duties. It is nearly impossible for anyone who scored B's and A's in their O-level results without malpractice outside help to score below 200 in Jamb. Something is definitely wrong.
Who is deceiving who? You know what we do. In short, basically, that was one of the reasons why I had to stop teaching, because there are lots of corruption over there. You mark WAEC, you see the whole center writing the same thing. They tell you, did you see anything? You will say no. And I'm like, how do we expect this country to work? What that's not rumored, actually. If you go online, notice that a lot of students failed. They failed their WAEC. Is it WAEC now? Sorry, Jamb. And we know where the problem is. Inside the exams with prayers and fasting. On that day, they cheat with their phones, textbooks, everything. Who is deceiving who? Why are we lying to ourselves? We know what's happening in this country. Like, because of the craze for paper, because of the craze for grades, parents go extra mile to do a lot of stuff. Tomorrow they will build collapsed bridges. Tomorrow we have failed system, and you're here wondering why they failed. Because there was no room for them to do any malpractice. We know that most times what we do in our schools is not really teaching. Yeah, you might teach them, and at the end of the day, because of this exam competition, everybody wants his child to have grades. We are so crazy about grades, about paper, over real creativity. And then you see parents paying for special centers. Guys, as I was saying, the noise was much. That was how I had to pause the video, and I've started again. So I didn't want to talk about the stuff of WAEC, Jamb stuff, right? But as you all know, I was in the 9 to 5 teaching precisely, and man, the question is, why are we lying to ourselves? Why are we lying to ourselves? We know that these children, for them to fail, parents know what they are doing. Special centers for WAEC, but they are children to get the best results. Now, you're not thinking of the future. You're thinking of the now because you want the best papers. Nigerians, it will shock us. Out my school where I worked, we say we have zero tolerance for exam malpractice. But it will shock you to know that, yeah, we will teach them very, very well. And on the day of the exams, guess what will happen? What you will see is still some of the teachers, they will be asked to ask the students to pay some amount of money to soften the place, to soften the land. We know those things for what's the call now? To soften the place so that they can be able to do what they want to do freely. Guys, do what they want to do freely without interference. What do you mean by that? They'll come to the call with all the exhibits you can think about. I need to pause because I'm waiting for security checkpoint. I don't want any issues. So continue later.